Hello, good morning everyone. So we're going to continue the topic Git. So we saw last class how to install and familiar with the basic command wise like git status, git log. So let's quickly understand what we going to do today. So first, we will check the Git status wherever we are so that we can identify whether any repository we have or not. So you can see there is no repository. So we remember we have a folder that is called network engineer, and in that if I will go to in that folder, and then if you check git status, so it shows that we have repository from this. So from here we have file tree structure. In that we have repository, and you can check the log file. So I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to create a new one, and we will start today's class. We will see how to create the branch and how to merge the branch. So I'm going to create one directory for today's class so that we can able to understand the branching creation as well as merging, then other properties of merge. So we have three fundamental type of merging, that's called fast forward merging, second commit merging, for third is the conflict merging. So conflict, we will see, we will create the scenario where we have conflict while we are merging, and we will see what are the challenge we have on that. Suppose I open one directory and I'm telling this is the anything git study or git testing. I just given this is my folder. Okay, within this folder we will go and the git test study. So you can see pwd, we are in that file. Then I'm going to create the file. So now if you see git status, we have master branch. Okay, so by default we have master branch. This, you know, we have done this much, and if you do the git log, you can find the log. Your current branch master does not have any commit yet. So let's understand where we are exactly. So we are having default master branch, but we have default master branch. We have created one folder, that's a master branch. We did not give any name. By default they took the name as a master branch. Okay, we are here, we don't have anything. Let's start. We have first commit with the something called hello python or anything. So let's do the, I'm going to take the bgp or anything, just to do first commit, and I'm going to cat bgp logs or bgp protocol. So just I'm writing the router bgp and no sync. It's nothing, I'm just creating one file, that's all. So we, if you see this, we have this file called. So challenge is that if you're going to open this file, they're going to either you have to specific give the name to open the file, which editor you want to open. Like I want to open nano, so you have to go with the nano, but by default the git going to open this as a vim editor. Okay guys, you guys understand, this file going to be open with the vim editor by default. Okay, so I can add this no auto summary. Suppose I have done this modification anytime, and I can check the git status. You can see it's untracked. This is untracked. We studied last time. It's untracked. So what you have to do, you have to do the git add. I'm using the dot. You can see the git status changed to the tracked file, and then you can keep on going here and there and to and fro, and you're going to keep on add the content. Once you add the content, it will go to the from track to untrack one. Like, again, I'm going to open this file. So if you want to edit this file, you can open this file. So how do you edit? So either you use the any specific editor, like here I'm using the editor like Nano. Again, I'm going to edit this, and I want to show you, and this time I will give the network command. Anything you have done, anything you want to remove, you have removed no auto summary, you have given the network command, and you have given the so this is the file maintenance you are giving, and mask xyz. Close this one, save yes. Now you can check the git status. Is it again it's went into the untracked. So you can see that there is no commit. Within the commit, you have come with the stage file, you have untracked file. So if you have not committed, so you're going to get the track and track both the stage. If you have done this as a 5 time 10 time, it will show you all the track and track is till you have commit. So either you going to add this, if you are not going to add the commitment, going for the this only, not this change going to be happened. So but I want this change to be implemented, so you have to git add, and all the changes going to be implemented. Now it's come into the stage, means is the track, but it's still on stage. Now come to the quickly, we will do the commit one. Commit, and we are giving the very first BGP edition. I told you you have to always go for a specific one. Okay, once you have done, they given you 4 instructions, they added one file changed. There is one file only we have here. Okay, so there is a question, how do you, I want desire editor. I'm not comfortable with the Nano or Vim. No one has comfortable in this Linux Vim structure. Go and do that. That's not handy to work. So you need one external or explicit code editor. So for this, you need to integrate with the Git. So you can refer to the documentation and go for the book, and you have a section called that's called in appendix have setup and config. Let's open this setup and config. In the setup and config, you can see which editor you want to edit. You want to work in Atom, you can go and configure straightforward there. Okay, code editor is an Atom, but I have code editor as I set up virtual studio code. So I have done already. This is integrated with the system. So as soon as I will go for this, if you give the git config, you can see. How do you check whether it's a code editor is a virtual studio code or the Atom one? Okay, so how do you check? Just there is a command called git config, and list out what other things have configured over here. up so that you are able. So you can see that user email Asutosh ANSIBLE Playbook @gmail.com. Name is Asutosh Kumar. Code editor, it's a code. Virtual code in the short form is called code. So I'm going to show you how do you going to justify yes this is working fine. Just you have to do code dot, it's going to open my virtual studio code. And while it's open the virtual studio code, are you guys able to understand till here, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a automatic integrated, not in Vim. It's a explicit what editor you want to do. So it's going to open in that. So let's open this. I click here what I am. So in the editor, what's the benefit? So most of people are using the Visual Studio Code or item wherever you are comfortable, or any other. Just to go for that, there is all the. Let me show you. Which one you want? Even G editor of Linux, if you want to do, you can go for that. You have Notepad editor, you can make that. And the text mat, there's a Vim, that's a default you want to keep. You can again go for, you want to keep in default, you can go for that. Let me show you if I want to keep in Atom. Let me do whether I'm able to switch to this item or not. So I'm going to close this, my code editor, and I'm going to change this as the code editor with the item. But you have to make sure that your item is installed already in the system. Okay, I have item is installed in the system, so that's why I went for this. So let's open the code where it's going to be integrated. To open the code, still in virtual studio code, let me see whether the code is working. So we have to see the git config and the applicable. It's an item. I think I supposed to open whether it's install or not item. We have to check. Let me go from, yes, it is there. It's installed here. Okay, let's end this. Now come to PD, or this supposed to be, and open in different window. Check it out. Here we have get git steady. Now you can check the git status. We are in that, and check the git config for the list out the configuration. We are in the item, wait, this is configure. Now I'm going to open the code. So I think I supposed to restart the git. Okay, so guys, this is the way where you going to change and going to confirm this is what editor going to be happen. Okay, so next time once it's the git going to restart, it's will going to integrate with that. But I want to keep in the visual code only, so I'm going to continue with that. So let's because yesterday I was tested this from Vim editor to this. You have to restart the system. I'm going to copy paste this, and I want to keep code editor as a visual code. So that, okay, clear guys, still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now come to the branching part. So how we are going to study the branch? First, we going to create the branch and we going to check two conditions. First condition, where we are not working with the same file. Okay, there is two conditions where we are working with the same file, we have different branches. Now this is one scenario where if you are working with the same file, the real version control going to come into the, okay. Suppose you are not working with the same file, you are working with the different instance of work, then there is no point of merging because the content are different. If you merge also, they have only the timeline of the different file system. Do you understand this point? Let me explain you what I want to say you. Suppose I have done the first commit, we are here, then we have created the branch. Suppose one branch I have created, this is called OSPF, and another branch we have created, that is called automation. So all three branches having same level of, so you can see whenever you do the git log, you are able to see all the three branches on the same level. Once suppose I have done the commitment, I have done some commit for the BGP, this is going for BGP, the main one. I have done the some commit for BGP, so you can see the label has changed. So whenever you do the git log, you are not able to check the same level of this because they have previous commit on the OSPF and automation. And one more part, these three things are completely different. So while you are merging, there is no conflict. Are you agree or not? Automation does not have any conflict on BGP. BGP does not have any conflict with the OSPF because entire concept and content will be different. Are you agree or not?
Yep.
Yep. So we will see. Only thing is that they have different timeline. They have different timeline of commitment. So we have to understand this commitment when they are be on the right level or not. Okay, they have different level of commitment, that's all. Suppose later on I made the two more branches here. In that we have one going with the Ansible in automation and another one going with the Python. So again they have same level of timeline, but they are not able to merge with this different timeline. But what about them? They have different timeline, so they have different hash pointer. So we will check how the hash going to be integrated. So we understand by doing the lab, we will understand it. Now second thing, while we are merging, because content are completely isolated, because Ansible they don't have anything conflict with the Python 3. So whenever you will merge, there is no conflict in merging. This is one scenario what we going to do right now, and we will understand first. Second scenario, we will go, we have one file, just we will make Ansible file, one Ansible file. The first commit to one Ansible file. Now I will give another commit as a null. I will create as a null another branch, and I will create another branch called Nikhil. That's this is called version control here, because there is only one file, but there is a three branches, all three branches having changes of desired changes of the Ansible file. So we have three version, one null version, One is the master or main, what I'm doing version, and another version which is maintained by the Nikhil. Are you understanding these two scenario?
So these are like three different version or three different file which we have created.
That's challenging. That's the power of Git. That going to maintain means there is only one file, but the three branches is there. All three branches having their own file, own content of the same file. It's three different versions. Because Nikhil also working on Ansible, so he's keep on adding few content, and I'm also working, so I'm also adding few content, and Nubble also working, so having one different version of Nubble version. So while we're going to merge, we come with the solution. So we have three different version of that file, and once we merge, then there is going to come the conflict merging.
Okay, so that means once we have done our part, so after committing and staging, these all three files are mergeable, right?
Yes, so we will see that the second scenario is a real version control. We will see on that. Okay, how the conflict going to work. So conflict going to come in this picture, in this condition, and that is the solution which cannot done by another system. But this is what I am doing right now. You have to understand, so that there is something called fast forward merging. The technique fast forward, that is linear merging, and
Okay,
second
so
is called merge commit.
one
How
more
are you
question.
going to merge your commits? Because they don't have conflict, they have only timeline difference timeline. So you understand these two, you can apply this fast forward and merge commit. Same thing going to be happen here. Suppose we will create the scenario here. In that version control, you don't have different type of version, you have linear version. So how do you go to the fast forward? And if you don't have any, the content, maybe there is a commit but there is no conflict, we will create the scenario. These two scenario also going to be captured here also. Okay, along with the third scenario, that is called conflict. Clear?
Okay, okay, just show us like when we face the conflict, one or two
Yes,
examples. Sure.
that's a today's last point. We try to cover it there, and we're going to
Okay.
stop as I think. So let's, and by doing we will understand the first. This is the first thing. The two method of merging we will understand. Then the third method of merging in the second condition, where the all kind of merging going to be coming to. Okay. So let's do and understand what do mean by timeline. This is very important while you are going for timeline, how to open the file, in which timeline, where you are in the branch, where is your head, what the role of the head. Okay, so by doing the lab, let's understand. So that's why I created the new file structure. So you can see as a ls, we have only one file right now, BGP protocol. That's a, and if you check the git status, we are on the only master branch, and you can check the git log. By this you're going to understand we have only one commit. Okay, with the head pointer to the master. Clear till here?
Yes.
Okay, let's open one another branch. So how do you open the branch? So how do you check the branches? How many branches do you have? That's called git branch. If you enter, we have only one branch called master, and that is horizontal. Now, how to open new branch? I just open, as we discussed, I open the OSPF branch. So it's created the OSPF branches. This is simple command. Now you check the branch. We have OSPF, but we are heading to the master one. How do you check? You have to check with the git log. So we are heading with the head is pointed to master, and then comma space OSPF. Means if it's coming in the same bracket, means you are on the same instant of time. Means what do you mean by that? this master and OSPF on the same instant of time. There is no difference. There is no difference. Okay. Suppose I started working with the OSPF, so I will switch to the git OSPF. Switching is a command to switch your branch with the OSPF or any other branch. So I'm going to go for OSPF. So I will go for OSPF. And now if you check git log, your log will show you your head as on OSPF. Means your head switched to the OSPF. Earlier it was there, it switched to this one. So now whatever changes we going to do, it's come under the OSPF. Okay, so I'm going to create one file file. Okay, one file like OSPF and open the code. Open the code. So can you see I created the file over there, and this going to be just to show you the OSPF here, and it's showing you. It's saying you, means we are on this file. Now let's do all the editing point what you want to do, like router, branching, and router here, right? Something I have written max. See, we have edited here, everything come here, but I want to do addition over here, like network, merging SPF, branch showing, why it's not coming in editing. Code branch changes OSPF is showing me for editor what we have. Okay, now I can edit. I'm not able to change this, edit.
Ashwin, try closing your editor and then open the editor directly instead of opening it from the terminal.
Okay, means this is only for what code editor is acted. You are telling
You
I
have,
should not open this directly, I should open this.
because you can, I mean, if it should already be there, right? Is it letting you do anything?
I think this cursor having issue. If I'm going to open with the new file, suppose, yes, right thing, allow me way, supposed to, now it's started. Okay, I think that there is something is logged. Okay, we can open this. Suppose, let me show you again. Suppose I open this with the code editor. Something is logged from my end. Yes. Okay, there's nothing related to git. Thank you guys. Okay, so you can see that you can open and you can add it with the your code editor. So I'm going to add something like router id. So router id is like 2.2.2.2, and then I'm going to save this file. And you can check, once I save, you can check the git status change for this. So git status, if you see the change, it came to tracked untracked file, from tracked to untracked file. Okay, so my question here, where we are, we are in which branch? So if you see the branch, we are in the branch of OSPF, and this file, what I'm editing, this file to the OSPF branch. Suppose I don't added this file as a git add, means stage. I can't stage, and if I try to switch, then what going to be happen? Because untracked file I kept. If I want to switch to master, then what going to be happen? We are in master. You always remember, if there is no track file, what is the difference between the major difference between the track file? If it's an untracked file, then it will be easily switched to other branch. Now you can see the git status, still it's showing untracked file. Git add, you have to nothing added committed but the untracked as present. So if you do git add file here, it's going to add into your the present branch, that is called master branch. Are you guys understanding?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
join.
So it means that if we need to commit, I mean, add this file, then we need to be on that particular branch.
Right. If you miss that, that's my concern. If you miss, it's the, and this is regarding untracked file, because this is not a tracked. You created file somewhere, wherever, does not matter which branch. But if you commit this, means if you add in which branch, so you have to be free. Untracked file can be created anywhere, and once you come with the tracked file, then only it's associated with that branch.
Okay.
So let
Understood.
me, I'm in branch of this master, and still it's showing as a status as a untracked. I will switch to the
Wait, Ashok, can we try just git add for what are we getting any error? Because we are in master and we made the changes in OSPF. So
no,
just
no,
try
we
to
will not
git.
get, any error. We will not get any error. So let me do that. So I just add this, so you can see the git status. It's in on master branch, new file is added here. So I don't want the, so but I don't want, because it created this, I want to track by the my branch, not by the master branch, because this is not work done for the master branch. Master is okay. So I want to track on this, so I can do the git restore. I can do the git restore, and file name, what's the file name? OSPF. So if you have done that mistake, you can do go for git restore, because this file is not for this. Okay, now it's showing it's restored back to unstage. So let's move to the git, switch to my master branch, that is called OSPF, and we have OSPF file. Can you see there is something called a appending. Means if you see the git status here, it's showing there is a stage file. This is called new file. Stage file you have on the master. Means still there is a file which is also showing in master is the stage tracked with the both the file tracked by the both the branches. Now the who has doing the commit? If the master has done the commit, means master has worked on that. But you try to change this. Let's do the something, because you are working on this file, so you will change this file like router id, then later on you added that is called added. You can see this is tracked, this is a appending a stage. Here it's coming on the a ospf is adding, it's a adding stage. They given the you can add anything, so you have, that's why this is the actual file, this is what you are doing. So I'm going to do network. So you have multiple version control under the version control. You are in appending, amending the things. So network like 0.0.0.0, just this may be any file here, because we are network engineers, so we are doing this. Oh, and area 0. Okay, so we save this file. Now let's check what is the git status. Sorry, what is the git status? Save this git status, so you can see the modified. Either you can restore and you have to go for git. So once you add, I want to add this because we are in right branch. Now I'm going to do the git commit in the right branch. Before that, you have to check where we are. We are in the branch. We will check the ospf for the right branch. We will do the commit. The commit is important. You can track, untrack, unstage in any branch of your file till you commit. So your commit supposed to go for the right branch. Okay, clear guys? Yes, no,
Yeah.
understand. Now let's do the git commit. Git commit we will do, and we will go for a specific message. So first amended ospf file, we do the commit. Now you can see this is given that ospf first amended file is created on the branch of. So let's see git status. Git status is completed. There is nothing left in ospf branch. If I will switch to git, because there is no commit, so there is no is at all in the master also, you can see. So master branch, you can see git status is nullified. Okay, now you check the git log. What I say is, let's come back to our original concept. BGP,
Let's
if
see.
you see here guys, concentrate. BGP we had earlier same timeline, so we are able to see the head as a master as well as ospf comma as ospf same line, but we had done the one commit extra. Means the ospf timeline had changed. ospf having latest timeline, where the this master having this timeline. So what going to be happened? My comments, I will check the git log. So where we are guys?
We are in master heading towards.
Okay, there is no ospf. Where the ospf go? Because ospf timeline had changed. I did not understand Astos where we are. Let's see the branch. We are in the master, so I can see master. The parallel of the master timeline, no one is there, because this commit comes on the 23rd 7/22. If you change the git branch, git switch to ospf, and check the git branch. We will verify I'm in OSPF branch. Now I'm going to check the git log. So you can see that git log is more advanced than master, means he has one extra commit where he got the branch out from the master. Questions, guys, if you understand, means in the branch OSPF where we have extra commit than according to timeline. If you see very first BGP edition, the timeline 722 where we have 752. So you going to see latest head on OSPF. Master will come within the OSPF master timeline. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay, then next question about the timeline. If you go to the timeline here, Astos, okay, I have done some work in BGP and got the one more timeline. So they are on the same parallel timeline? No or yes, tell me. They are on the parallel, they will show you again or not?
No.
As of now, they are not.
Not. Yes, absolutely right. Because they have timeline, but they have different timeline. They have different branches. Once you left this point, they are isolated completely. Let me do lab and understand this, what I want to say.
Ashok, we will do lab in next session because it's going too lengthy because it's
Yes, yes, thank you, Naval. So I'm going to start this point. So till now we have done the timeline, we try to understand by doing lab. As earlier we was, the branches are on the same timeline, they are showing in the git log with the comma OSPF. Once their timeline is left this timeline, so this timeline will cover this because they originated from there, but they never cover with this another commit lab, and we will understand. See you in next class with the same point. Okay, if any question you can raise the question in classroom. Bye bye.